Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I just wanted to sneak in a quick video as we have had a few questions regarding our build plans. So this week I'm going to walk you through what we plan to do with our bus. So first things first, here is a floor plan I've drawn up to illustrate things a bit easier. I'm going to start from the rear of the bus in our bedroom if you'd like to follow along. Now, like most girls, I do have a lot of clothes and shoes. Even though I have downsized considerably, storage is important to me. So we have hanging space behind the bed as well as shelving above the back window in the centre. We still have two robes either side at the foot of the bed, which I suppose one will be for Jay. The bedroom has a queen size bed and two windows either side for cross ventilation. Our kids have all moved out of home, so we didn't need to cater for bunk beds as it's just me and Jay. So, a nice large linen cupboard, storage area for items like my Dyson, and a clothes airing cupboard will be where I guess most would have put the bunk beds. Moving along, so Jay's not a small lad, so this open bathroom design allows an unrestricted space. Our bathroom floor will be timber slats on top of a drainage tray, so the entire area is open for the shower space. We will have a composting toilet next to the vanity. Jay, being a plumber, in amongst other trades, is going to be building our compost toilet, so be sure to tune in later as he will show you how he tackles this project. The hot water system will also be located inside a cupboard in the bathroom, and I've already ordered our stone sink for the bathroom, which will sit on a simple timber bench top, and the walls will be lined with a lightweight corrugated steel roofing for a nice rusty look. Either side of the bathroom will be a sliding barn doors on exposed track, so once closed you can have privacy from either end. Jay and I both love to cook, so the kitchen is also an important part of comfort for us. So you'll see that I have a nice 2.4 metre long kitchen bench with the fridge and the pull-out pantry located on the other side of the bus. As we've now lifted the roof, we have enough space to put some nice overhead cupboards above the sink and stove, as well as the range hood above the gas cooktop. We have opted for a simple timber table with backless seats so they can be stored under the table when not in use. The table will also collapse against the wall to make extra space for the lounge area should we have visitors. We've also opted for two recliners as opposed to putting in a sofa. We both work from home, so this is where we will spend most of our working hours, so we need to be comfy. Moving on to the back of the bus, so this is Jay's domain. He has completely refigured the engine bay. He's already removed the old oil bath air filter that caused us some grief on the way down to New South Wales, which will allow storage space on the right-hand side of the engine. He is turning the radiator from across the bus to lengthways and will be putting storage above the engine on either side, which is essentially underneath our bed head. The outside of the bus will now consist of two doors below the new window that will open separately as opposed to the heavy panel that lifted up from the bottom that was previously there. On the driver's side of the bus, working our way from the rear engine bay, the next section will be a pull-out drawer to house the batteries. The next section is the fuel tanks, then the grey water tanks, followed by more storage in the front of the bus.
So up the centre of the bus, there's going to be services here forever. So this is the gear shifter. All of these are our compressed air for our brakes and our suspension. Then we've got clutch, throttle, and I think this one's the old brake one, but we don't use that anymore. Now that we've decided that this is going to stay open under here, we actually don't need to make it so we can access this stuff from the top anymore, because all of this center section we'll be able to access all of this from under in here, which is going to make life a lot easier if we ever have breakdowns. So the only bit of the floor up here that needs to be accessible is from here forward.
The storage areas on the passenger side, we started by removing the entry door to the centre of the bus, so we had to cut the stairs to accommodate a new passenger seat. Then we have the outdoor kitchen facilities, which is a pull-out drawer with a barbecue, sink and cupboards in the first storage bay. with the laundry. On the other side of the entry door is a composting toilet and related storage items and plumbing, followed by the gas tanks, which is where they were originally. Our 4 water tanks will run down the centre of the bus under the floor. These are approximately 160 litres each, with room for another 250 litre tank if we need it. Jay is going to explain further now.
So we pulled the old tanks out. The old tanks were in here underneath, they were down here. Whoever originally converted the bus from a bus to a motorhome cut out, so the original floor would have been this height all the way through on both sides, so they've modified the frame because the seats obviously would have been up on here. So we've decided we're going to raise the floor back up to this level, and then we're obviously going to have to lift the roof as well. But once we took the tanks out of there, now we're going to put the floor back through here. The tanks now will sit at this level, so they're going to be here, here and there. There'll be 4 individual tanks, and then we'll just manifold them back together. Up in this back corner here we'll have the composting toilet. We're going to build a composting toilet that's going to have a lot of the composting toilets are just a bucket inside a toilet bowl frame. I don't really like that idea, so we're actually going to build a stainless steel composting toilet in the compartment underneath. It will have a separate urine container. For those of you that know much about composting toilets, we've got to keep the urine separate to the solids because it's actually the urine that stinks. So the composting toilets, if we keep the solids dry and we tumble them, it has air forcing through it and it dries it out, and it's actually doesn't smell that much worse than regular compost in your garden. So, and that smells outside anyway, not inside. So this is where our toilet will be upstairs, but the solids and that will be collected downstairs.
And lastly, let's talk solar. On the roof of the bus at the rear, we have solar hot water panels, solar air heater, which we will be making out of aluminium cans. I've been drinking plenty of CC and Dry to contribute to this project. This will pump warm air inside the bus for the close airer, but if it's cold, we can also use to heat the bus. Followed by regular solar panels for the rest of the length of the bus, which will be on roof racks. We will do a full episode later as we will be building custom roof racks and the hot water system that drains down. These are typically used in frost-prone areas where you don't want to put chemicals down pipes to stop them freezing. The hot water tank will be custom built to fit inside a tall skinny cupboard inside the bathroom that I mentioned earlier. There will also be gas instant hot water as backup. So there's plenty to keep Jay busy for the next couple of days. Kidding, probably months.